Lisa Kim, and you're watching K12 CyberTalk, where we want you to stay aware to show you care. We are very excited that you're here today, and we have some very enlightening content. Just a quick reminder, all of these recordings are available to watch on our website at www.k12cybertalk.org. Make sure to follow our social media at K12 CyberTalk for more updates. For today's show, we have two special guests, Tony Colson and Vincent Nestler. I'm very excited for the interview segment. First, we will start off with Cyber Bites from Amy, followed by our Tech Corner by Julie, followed by our interview conducted by Carter, and finally, the opportunity section with me, so every one of you guys can partake in. So now, let's get started.
Hi, welcome back to Cyber Bites. On Friday, April 22nd, 2022, T-Mobile, the network company for mobile phones, stated that it was the victim of a security breach in March of 2022. The mercenary gang called Lapsus, yes, with another $sign after the name, had managed to gain access to T-Mobile's networks. Lapsus is a group of individuals who gained a ton of notoriety because they only target high-caliber victims and because they are so popular on the messaging app Telegram. This is one of their recruiting posters. So far, they've attacked Samsung, Nvidia, and Ubisoft. However, they only focus on stealing data and extorting it from the companies they attack. They are able to gain access to these victims through phishing attacks and then attempting to steal all of the sensitive data they can find. This group's only goal is to earn money, and they have no political agenda to follow. They also seek the infamy and the attention that they can gain from the media and the companies they hack. It is thought that this group is based in South America, and it seems to be composed of many young people. Just last month, there were 7 people between the ages of 16 and 21 who were charged with having a connection with this hacking group. This announcement, the T-Mobile one, came after Brian Krebs, an investigative journalist, shared the chats between the people in the group themselves. This incident happened several weeks ago, with the hacker using credentials that were stolen in order to access the system's internal workings. T-Mobile claims that there wasn't any sensitive information stolen and that the intruder did not find anything of value. They believe that the hacker aimed to gain control of T-Mobile employee accounts, which would then let them carry out SIM swapping attacks, which we actually covered in an earlier Cyber Bites segment. Just in case you don't remember, SIM swapping attacks are when this victim's cell phone number is taken from their device and transferred to the hacker's device. All the victim's texts or calls go to the hacker's device, which then means that two-factor authentication is rendered useless, and the hacker now has access to all of your online accounts that use that kind of authentication. Besides getting access to Atlas, which is T-Mobile's internal customer account management tool, the chats were able to show that Lapsus had breached T-Mobile's Slack and Bitbucket accounts. With Bitbucket, 30,000 source code repositories were downloaded. Slack is an app where businesses can message people to get the information they need, and Bitbucket is where professional teams can collaborate on code together and plan projects. These are just a few of the pictures that the Lapsus group were sending to themselves of proof that they got into the Bitbucket. Who will Lapsus target next? It is unclear, but whoever it is, it'll probably be some other big company. That's all from me for Cyber Bites. See you next time.
Hello everyone, the topic of this technology segment is Football Fever. Football Fever Secure the Win is a game created by Texas A&M University Division of Information Technology. This game teaches you how to be safe online and tests your awareness of cybersecurity. This is a great hands-on activity that can expose you to more cyber safety tips. The first thing you want to do is go to it.tamu.edu/footballfever- which is the URL right here. And then you want to reach this page, and essentially the instructions are to answer the questions about cybersecurity correctly to play and win a game of football. So once you reach this site, you want to click begin the game, and then it says the game plan. It says the hyphens are going to be tricky, so remember what legendary coach Bear Bryant always said, always expect the unexpected. Now let's go out there and give it our all. So we click take the field, and then the first question says, what is the safest technique to practice when using Bluetooth? The correct answer would be only when I need it and then immediately turn it off. Bluetooth poses serious cybersecurity hazards, so that's why we should only use it when we need it, because since Bluetooth is a wireless connection, it's very easy for hackers to intercept it. And also, it's not really the securest wireless connection. So we click run play when we selected the answer, and then it says touchdown, so that means it's correct. Bluetooth is great, but does pose serious security risks. Hackers can tap into headsets and eavesdrop on your conversations or use your connection to spread malicious files. It's best to only turn on Bluetooth when you need it. And you click got it, and then next question will appear. So airdropping is a common way to share screenshots of your plays to teammates. Whom do you share with? So the right answer would be, we only use airdrop with trusted individuals to reduce risk. Similar to Bluetooth, airdrop is very risky to use, so you should only use it when you need it and only use it with trusted people. And there is a risk of dropping memes to random people, and it's not okay to accept an airdrop from an unknown person because that can contain some malicious files that you do not want to see. And then click run and play, and that's correct. That was great defense. So airdrop is great for file transfers to people you know. So you got the ball, so let's make this count. So true or false? If you get ransomware on your computer and pay the cyber crook, you will get your files back. The correct answer would be false. If you pay the cyber crook and if you get ransomware to get your files back, you most likely will not get your files back and you would lose money. You should never pay these kinds of people. You should always have these files backed up. These people who do these kind of things have very bad intentions, so you really don't want to interact with them and pay them to get your files back. Always have them backed up in case something like this happens. So then click run play, and that's correct. So just because you pay the ransom doesn't mean you'll get your files back. To protect yourself, always back up your important files so you can restore them when needed. And that's correct. So this is in the beginning of the football fever game. What the questions look like, and it's a really good activity to do when you can. Also very fun and enjoyable. Well, that sums up this technology segment. Thank you so much for watching.
Welcome to the K12 CyberTalk interview segment. Today we have two fantastic guests with us, Dr. Tony Colson and Dr. Vinny Nestler. And yeah, we're going to have some great talk about the CAE community and the nice challenges. So without further ado, Dr. Colson, do you want to talk a little bit about CAE and a little bit about yourself?
Well, first of all, I'm a professor at Cal State San Bernardino. That's my normal day job. I teach in cybersecurity, but I also represent what's called the Centers of Academic Excellence community in cybersecurity. So the National Security Agency runs a program called the Centers of Academic Excellence, which is a designation that they hand out to schools that are uniquely qualified. And when we say schools, community colleges and universities, uniquely qualified to teach cybersecurity. And what we are in the community is we're the association of now about 380 colleges and universities nationwide who work to educate the next generation workforce. And then, of course, I have my partner in crime, Dr. Vincent Nestler, who takes that another step further with his project. You want to talk about that, Vinny?
Absolutely. So I'm Dr. Vincent Nestler. I'm also a professor at Cal State San Bernardino. I'm a professor of cybersecurity. I'm the principal investigator for the Nice Challenge Project. The Nice Challenge Project is a federally funded project where we endeavor to provide students with workforce experience before they get to the workforce. So lots of students will study cybersecurity and they know lots of things about cybersecurity, but students don't always get a chance to see what it's like to be, say, a system administrator or cyber defense analyst or things like that. So we create very realistic scenarios that allow students to bring to bear all the stuff they learned in academia to see, oh, do I really want to do this as a career? Is this something that I'm interested in? Or are there any gaps in my learning I have to work on?
Awesome. Well, I can already tell we're going to have a great interview ahead of us. So I guess, Vinny, this might be more towards you, but what sets NICE apart from other cybersecurity challenges and learning material?
So the NICE Challenge Project, one of the things that's significantly different about what we do is the challenges are like obstacle courses in as much as they're just challenges that you do. We don't judge you if you complete them or you don't complete them as well, or you do it fast or slow. We just put the challenge in front of you and let you know how you did at the end, and it's up to you to make the determination. So we don't judge, we just let you do. We also don't give answers. So we have these challenges, but we don't tell you how to necessarily complete them. It's no different than if you were working at an actual job, right? The boss is not telling you what the answer is to the thing they asked you to do. So that would be probably the main thing. Usually when you other tools that are out there, they either have instruction that goes along with it, which we don't really provide, or they have an answer key or something to that effect. This is here, you've taken your class, you've seen the Matrix, right? You know, when Neo wakes up out of his, downloads, he's like, I know Kung Fu. He says, show me, right? This is where where you can show me you know Kung Fu.
Awesome. I love the analogy. So on the website, it talks a lot about the, it explicitly says the narrative-driven scenario. So how do you think that, affects how participants learn compared to, different learning methods?
So again, we try to make NICE Challenge tries to be as realistic as possible. So when you do a challenge, the challenge starts off with people in like a Slack channel talking to each other saying, hey, we need to do this. Well, that's broken. Why is it broken? And you have to kind of read through that and figure out, okay, I see what's wrong. Let me go to the infrastructure, the network, and fix it. So I think one of the things that people in general, especially in America, but students want to know that what they're doing has some purpose or there's value in it, right? That's why you always hear students tell history teachers, what am I going to do in history, right? Like, what can I do this? What am I going to do? So they want meaningful learning. So we try to make sure that when you do something in a NICE challenge, the thing you're doing could be exactly the thing you would be getting paid for to do in the real world. So it gives you that feeling like I didn't just do an exercise to hand in a paper to a teacher, that, she'll grade and that's it. This is something where I could say I did it, and I can even go to a job interview. And when they interview me at the job and say, well, have you ever done this, this, or this? I can say, yes, I have troubleshot a network. I have updated and managed a network server and so on. So it has meaning beyond the event itself.
Sounds fantastic. So about the CAE, how could interested K12 students, that's our audience here, use CAE to sharpen their current skills and learn more about cybersecurity?
So first of all, the website, caecommunity.org. I'm sure most of you already have it bookmarked before you even came on the show, just hearing that Vinny and I were going to be on this episode of K-12 CyberTalk. So the first thing is there's a map. So if you are aspiring to go into higher ed, if you want to go get a certificate at a community college or an AA degree or a bachelor's or a master's degree, there is a map of all 380 colleges and universities that are designated. And it tells you information about who they are and a little profile. So that's very important for students that are like, what's next in my life? What am I thinking I might want to study? But there's also other resources, everything from information about camps and a thing called Ring, which is, I think K12 CyberTalk has actually had an episode where they talked about the Ring initiative, which is we in educators, we say curriculum, but what it is it's way for students to engage and acquire new cyber skills that are age appropriate for, again, in the K through 12 space, not just within the collegiate space, but just tons of resources. We even have a system called the CARD, the CAE Resources Directory, which are just little modules and things that people put up that say, this might be interesting, right? Something you can just go in and say, oh, I didn't know that this data set existed that I can put into Metasploit and hack, or just different exercises, different things professors and teachers and other educators have put in there. So it's actually a pretty valuable resource, not only for your viewers, but also for the nation as a whole to see, well, where can I fit in? Where do my interests lie? What programs are available? What resources? How can I learn more? And I'd say something that is between what Vinny and I are doing is that we are catering towards people that are curious, right? If you have a curiosity in cyber, then go to our websites, go start engaging in this. The Nice Challenge project is available right now, free nationwide for colleges and universities. Over 500 colleges and universities use the system. However, Vinny has expanded out into certain K through 12 environments, particularly high schools. Upon request, we can do that. And I think that builds, kind of accelerates things. All in all, what we're trying to do is solve this workforce gap, right? 600,000 open jobs. And we want to satisfy also those people that are hungry and curious about cybersecurity and learning more.
So this is a question I'd like to hear different opinions about. So if you both could, chime in with what you think. At what age should students get involved in cybersecurity?
I don't think cyber's for everybody, right? So the tendency is like, oh, this is good for me, it's good for everybody, or not everybody should be in cyber, not everybody's meant for cyber. Cyber is great, but you have to have a love for it. If you don't love doing cyber, cyber's the worst job you can have. If you don't love it, worst job you can have. Why? Because it's never ending. It's constantly changing. It's not like you can say, well, let me just learn this and I'm done. It's, I know Windows 7, Windows 7's out, doing Windows 10, Windows 11's around the corner. Oh, okay. I'm using Linux. Well, I'm using Debian. Oh, now we have to go Red Hat. Well, okay. It's constantly changing. Oh, this is secure. Oh, they found a 0 day, not secure. I secured it. Oh, now it's a 0 day, right? So it's constantly changing. You're never able to relax and say, okay, I've arrived. Tony and I, as much as we do this daily and we're constantly working and we're interacting with people, students will come up to us and say, hey, have you heard of this? And we're like, no, I haven't heard of that. And like already we feel like a moron because we haven't heard about this particular thing. But that's the way it is. It's constantly changing. So what age to start? As soon as you have an interest, you should start. Don't let anybody tell you not to. But also don't feel pressured like, oh, everybody's doing it, I should do it too. There's plenty of need for lots of other things that have, that are not cyber related. And if they're interested, one of the first things you could start with in terms of technology is I'm a big fan of the Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi is a credit card sized computer that I have one right here, as a matter of fact. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so it's a credit card size. Well, you can't see it.
There it is.
You know why? Because I have my light. Yeah, so it's a credit card size computer that This is actually a server that's working right now. It has Kali on it, that I have doing some stuff. But this credit card sized computer, there are literally millions of projects you could do on it. And the amount of learning you can get out of working with a Raspberry Pi is top notch. And they only cost like 35, 40 bucks. Tony?
Yeah, there's two ways to answer the question. One is, as a career, but the other part is, when should somebody start to learn cyber, as in just being a citizen, right? Cyber touches everything, and it's just like, don't talk to strangers. You need some street smarts, and I think there's never too early to start with the street smarts. And it's unfortunate, who's the biggest group that is being hacked, and it's the elderly, because they're the least familiar with the technology, but yet they have the most resources. But the same kind of goes as generationally. We should be educating in preschool just good digital citizenship and street smart. Look both ways before you walk across the street. And when you're on your iPad, don't just click on anything, right? But there's a lot of different ways that we live in a target-rich environment. And so I think that's where cybersecurity breeds, as a job career, lots of opportunity.
Yes,
Awesome.
absolutely.
So before this awesome talk comes to a close, do you guys have any resources or places to direct the audience, after they stop watching this?
Well, I would go caecommunity.org. Go to that website. I think that's what I represent here today. But there are so many different resources. Another good resource is NCYTE, the NCYTE Center, NCYTE Center. They have a lot of resources, especially in the community college space, but they're a national resource center funded by the National Science Foundation. Vinny, what do you have?
Wow, there is such a push, and has been a push for so many things related to cyber, that I'm going to be sad that I didn't mention some even though I'm mentioning some now, right? Cyber Patriot, great competition, jump into it. NCL, great competition. You can start at almost any level and still get some great knowledge out of it. There's a lot of websites that have good information, like Hack the Box. VulnHub has virtual machines you can download and hack. There's so many that I know when this interview's over, I'm gonna say, well, how'd you forget this one? But I would just say seek and you'll find. If you're interested in looking, learning about cyber, there are so many good websites that that you should be able to dig into any aspect of cyber with almost no impediment. There's just so much of it out there. You just have to have, as Tony started this, we'll end it with, or when on my end, we're ending it with, you just have to be curious. You have to have interest. You have to have the, we like to say the ganas, you have the desire. If you have the desire for it and you chase it, your career in cybersecurity will provide many fruits and joy for you and your family. That's my sense.
Well, this was Dr. Tony Colson and Dr. Vinny Nessler. Thank you two so much for joining us on K12 CyberTalk, and goodbye.
Everyone, I'm Carissa, and today I will be delivering the opportunity segment, where I'll keep you up to speed on any possibilities available to you, such as scholarships, internships, conferences, or anything else you can partake in or apply for. Are you interested in growing your knowledge for cybersecurity? Well, don't fret, we have the NICE Challenge project, which creates real-world cybersecurity issues for students to solve in virtualized commercial settings, giving students real-world exposure before they enter the job settings. The NICE Challenge project's objective is to present students with the most authentic experience possible on a large scale all year long, while simultaneously providing educators students with meaningful evaluation data on their knowledge, skill, and talents. And the best part is that it's free to use. The NICE challenges are available at no cost to educational institutions, educators, and students. Moreover, they provide access to accredited US-based educational institutions. And it's really easy. All you have to do is just sign up with your EDU account. Check out nice-challenge.com to sign up and get your free cybersecurity challenges. The next opportunity we have is the Leadership Academy, hosted by the University of Massachusetts Amherst. The Leadership Academy is an annual online summer and academic year program that is designed to help advance the students of undergraduate students who are traditionally underrepresented in tech and engineering as they plan their transition from college and internships to careers. This is an amazing professional development opportunity with full scholarships and consists of 3 components: a 6-week synchronized online summer program, a professional development reunion, and an industry mentorship program during the academic school year. The best part is that it's also free of cost for students. Students can not only interact with and learn from experienced professionals in tech and engineering careers from diverse backgrounds, but they can also grow their own networks and find internship and employment opportunities. Moreover, students who participate in the Leadership Academy during the summer have the opportunity to form mentorship relationships with one or even more industry professionals during the academic school year. The Leadership Academy program was also recently awarded additional student scholarship funding from Reboost Representation, which is a coalition of tech companies working to close the gender gap in the tech sector. The Leadership Academy will meet 3 sessions per week, and it'll run from July 11th through August 19th. And as long as you are an undergrad student who plans on declaring or majoring in computer science, technology, or any engineering fields, and if you happen to be part of an underrepresented group in the tech and engineering field, and as long as you are enrolled in a school, college, university, then you are eligible to apply. Make sure to fill out the form to be considered for the Leadership Academy 2022 cohort. Make sure to apply soon since applications are rolling. Check out umass.edu/diversity-sciences/leadership-academy to apply. Finally, but not least, we have the NAHAM Con 2022. NAHAM Con is a free virtual security conference hosted by Stock, John Hammond, and NAHAM Security. The conference starts officially on April 30th. However, everything will be recorded, so you can feel free to check out anything through the virtual recordings. They'll have many special guests and will cover various topics such as black box monitoring, breaking into cloud wallets, cloud hacking, finding ODAs in enterprises and web applications, smart contracts, reversing WebAssembly, and many more. Moreover, there will be people from various tech companies such as Amazon, Android, Bugcrowd, Paranoids, and many more. Make sure to check out this free virtual security conference and network with amazing people from various tech backgrounds. And all you have to do is check out nahamcon.com, NAHAMCON.com. Also, do not fret if you do not catch any of the links or information. No need to write everything down as we live in a very much tech-dominated world. You can check out our blog posts at www.K12CyberTalk.org to see all the opportunities and information listed out so you can apply. Good luck, and thank you so much for watching this episode of K12 CyberTalk. Unfortunately, this is the end of the show, but we hope you enjoyed it. This episode will be posted on K12CyberTalk.org. All of our other remaining episodes will be posted on K12CyberTalk.org, so make sure to stay tuned to that and watch for more. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and we hope to catch you next time. Stay cyber safe, everyone.